So who knew that Canada was going to take over the global cannabis industry? Two of the biggest cannabis companies in Canada are merging to form the largest cannabis company in the world, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, so stick around. So rewind back to November 10th, I made a video about AFRA cannabis stock, and around that same time, the House of Representatives here in the US had just passed a bill decriminalizing marijuana. Now, that bill is almost certainly not going to get passed in the Senate, but the market was exuberant, and I'm talking exuberant. The companies that we're going to be talking about right now are APHA and TLRY. These are both massive cannabis companies in Canada, and they went on massive runs over the last couple months. Now, Tilray, I didn't talk about Tilray. Tilray went from trading in the $6 to $7 range up to $12 within a matter of a few days. It went on a massive, massive run. Now, AFRA went on a much slower run, but it was a company that was already worth more money. AFRA, I was really, really excited about. I bought shares in AFRA at like $5.40, something like that, and I sold them the other day, I think on the 1st, for a good profit. But AFRA is led by an amazing CEO. His name's Irwin Simon, and he has built multi-billion-dollar companies in the past. And when they brought him on in AFRA, I got really, really excited for the future of AFRA. Also, the ex-CEO of Whole Foods serves on the board of directors of AFRA. They also have a former vice president of Diageo Beverages, that is a major beverage company here in the U.S. They own brands like Kettle One, Captain Morgan, big liquor brands, okay? He serves on the board of directors of AFRA as well. The most exciting thing for me about AFRA was that they were already producing their own cannabis, but they weren't in the beverage and the edible space yet. Also, they had just acquired a US-based beverage company, which would allow them to start getting into and sharing their expertise with the US market from a cannabis standpoint once the regulations change here. And Tilray had run up so much that I just didn't talk about it. I didn't want anybody to get hurt. Again, went from $6 to $7 up to $12 in the matter of a few days, and now it's pulled back. But today it's up 20-some% based on this merger news. And this is a massive, massive deal. When these two companies combine, they will be worth almost $4 billion. They will be the largest cannabis company in the world based on revenue. This is a big, big deal. This opportunity for the two companies creates a really cool, synergistic company that allows them to capitalize on each other's strengths. So in regards to Tilray, they don't produce their own branded cannabis, but they have edibles and a beverage company. AFRA is the opposite. They produce their own cannabis, but they don't have edibles or beverages yet. So the two combined are going to be able to become a force to be reckoned with in the cannabis market. In an article, I read that they're going to realize a cost savings of about $100 million a year. Huge, huge cost savings now that they're going to be combining. These two companies combined is a big deal, okay? Now, they will be doing business under the Tilray name, and that's why I think Tilray is up so much. We're going to look at the charts here in a second. And there's another reason that I think AFRA isn't running up as much as Tilray, and we'll talk about that in a second. But they're going to be doing business under the Tilray name. They're both going to be keeping all of their brands, right? But Irwin Simon, the CEO of AFRA, will be taking over the company. He will be the CEO of Tilray. So they're going to keep the AFRA team on. That's really, really exciting news because the team is fantastic. They know how to grow a multi-billion-dollar business, and there's no doubt in my mind that they will continue to grow together. I'm really, really excited for the future of this combined company. But let's go over the AFRA chart, okay? Because when this news was announced, AFRA jumped a little bit, but today they're only up about 3%. It's not really that much, right? But if you look at the 52-week high of AFRA, the 52-week high is $8.88, and that's why I sold my shares about a week ago. Because, well, 2 weeks ago now, let's say, right? Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. It was on the 1st. I sold my shares for like $8.60 something. It ran up like a lot that day, guys. So I was like, okay, I'm good. I took my nice profit, and I may roll it over into Tilray. I don't know yet. But that's the reason I think that AFRA isn't up as much as Tilray, and I want to show you that chart right now. So Tilray, again, just in a matter of a few days, guys, it went from trading at, where was the low here? Yeah, $5.98 on November 4th. A week later, 5 days later actually, to $12.14. So it went up, it doubled in 5 days. So that was already like, okay, that's way too much for me. I'm good on that, right? And it had a massive pullback all the way down, back into the sixes again, like 668, before it came back up and started trending back down, and now today it gapped up. Now, this is a good thing for the short term of the stock, because that means that there probably is a good amount of room for it to go up before this merger is complete. As this gets on more and more people's radar, I think people are going to be really excited about this combined company. I really, really do. And I think we could see this go back up to these 52-week highs again of, that $12 range, probably in the next week or two. So I don't know, guys, like, what do you guys think? I am excited for this combined company. Sentiment and regulation is changing for cannabis around the world. We're seeing that right now, right? Recreational cannabis is completely legal in Canada. It's becoming more and more likely that that will be the case here in the U.S. over the next 5 or 10 years. And that sentiment is a fantastic thing for these two companies. It really, really is. And this combined company will be a force to be reckoned with. The other thing I want to point out about AFRA actually has a subsidiary in Germany. And that is a company that has access to 13,000 plus pharmacies. So they're working on getting medical cannabis to the German market as well. So AFRA is already a global leader in the cannabis space. And I'll do some more research on Tilray. I don't know 100% what Tilray brings to the table, but it seems to me like Tilray is the big winner here, right? But I think it was a no-brainer for these two companies to merge. The other thing that I do want to point out, there's a chance that this combined company will not be the largest cannabis company for long. There's a chance that this will create more consolidation, that more companies will decide to merge with each other or acquire each other. So keep that in mind as well. Usually with markets like this, that again, this has been illegal for a long time, right? Like, this has been something that it's kind of a brand new space, right? As long as the cannabis has been around, it's a new business opportunity, relatively, right? You've got to think about that. And usually what we see is this fragmented sector, right? With small companies all over the place taking a very small piece of a much, much larger pie. And as the industry becomes more legitimized, you will see consolidation. So there's a good chance that this trend will continue, and you will see more consolidation in this market. And there are some big players out there that could merge and become so much bigger. So kind of keep that in mind. But I think we could ride the wave and make some good money with Tilray here, at least up to $12 potentially, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I think I might roll some profit over from AFRA to Tilray. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I appreciate it. Guys, I think we're going to get to 20,000 subscribers today, which is crazy. We're like 40 some away, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to make a few videos today, so this will be one of many, but a lot of you guys are asking about APXT as well and how that's going, so I want to talk about that. But again, remember, we still have that live stream up where you can go down and enter to win $500. I will link that down in the description and put the video up here. And also, we're starting a Patreon. Hopefully, we'll have it out by the end of the year. And I'm really, really excited to do something different on that Patreon. You guys will be able to play around with my money a little bit and make me invest in things that could make or lose me money. So it's going to be fun. So, as always, if you guys didn't already do it, click that beautiful red subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.